Hey guys, it's Mr. Crayfish and welcome back to another vehicle mod changelog. This is a series where I go over every single update of my vehicle mod as I release it and go through all the changes. So that includes, all the major features, but also the bug fixes. So this is a video I do alongside my main channel, so if you want a more of a concise version, I'll put a card up on the screen right now that will take you to my main channel, but this video today is taking a look at literally everything in this update. So let's just go ahead, get straight into it. So the main feature of this brand new update is the fluid trailer. This is a brand new type of trailer and it allows you to, put any sort of fluid inside of this trailer and transport it around your world. You can load it onto it, you can offload it. So maybe you have, a gas station at a different location in your world, and you need to refill the tanks there. You can easily use one of these fluid trailers in order to do that. So why don't we go ahead and get this out right now? So you can find it as a vehicle crate as normal. So here it is, the fluid trailer. Pop that down. Boom, there we go. And this looks absolutely amazing. So it's really simple in terms of its functionality. So we'll go ahead and let's just grab out some blaze juice here. So you can actually get any sort of bucket that has a liquid in it and then just directly put it inside of it. Now I am in creative mode, so that is why I can just keep filling it here. But we can fill this up. We can drain it if we want to. So if we were to go ahead and get a bucket here, grab that, we could drain it as well. So you can do it directly using a bucket. However, if you want to make it a little bit more automated, you can actually use the fluid pipes and pumps from my mod. So let's go ahead, let's grab out a fuel drum here, fluid pump, and then also a fluid pipe. Now this is going to kind of lead me on to the another change that has happened in this mod, and it's something you weren't really able to do before, but that was actually being able to directly interact with a fuel drum with a bucket. So now you can actually fill this up. So if we actually keep going and right click on here, as you can see, the blaze juice is slowly going up in this. But let's go ahead, let's get a fluid pump, pop that onto the side there. I should note as well, you can actually, get an empty bucket and drain it too, so that is something to be noted. So all you have to do is have a fluid pipe like this. Now it's not perfect. I do want to try and figure out how I can resolve this issue where it doesn't seem like this would actually work, because this will work, so it's going to think that I can put it into the trailer here, but the connection to it kind of looks weird and I want to try and figure that out. So I'll worry about that another time. But basically, once we go ahead and we power on the fluid pump here and we have blaze juice in there, we should start to see that it actually goes into the trailer. There we go. As you can see, it's starting to fill up and it should be draining out from the fuel drum here and then just going straight into the trailer. So it's really cool thing you can do. And then if you want to offload it, so let's go ahead and we'll create like a little station at the end here. It's kind of the opposite way. So you simply just have a fuel pump. Now again, it is a little bit awkward, you got to do that for it to actually work, and that's why I want to improve this system a little bit more in a future update. But let's grab out maybe like an ATV or something like that. We'll pop that down there. And let's have a look. Yep, that is all taken. Let's go ahead, attach that, bring it over to this station, like there. And then we also need to power this too. So pop a lever on there, power that, and you can see it's slowly going down, and then we've got blaze juice now loading up into this fuel drum. So that is basically the fluid trailer. There's not really much more to talk about it. It is a really simple trailer, but that's, there's not really more that I can actually add to this in terms of features. So it's just mainly used for transporting any sort of fluid around. So it doesn't actually have to be stuff from my mod. It can be any fluid that's been added by any mod out there, which is really cool. And the same applies, you know, for everything in this mod. Like, you can use these pipes, you can use these pumps, you can use these fluid drums for any fluid that you like. But let's go into the next change here, and this one's actually pretty cool. I like this one. So let's go ahead, let's get out some of these. So we have the steep boost ramp, we have the boost ramp, and then we also have the boost pads. So this is something I actually didn't cover in the main video, mainly because it kind of goes into a little bit more of an advanced user, because the only way you can actually change this is through commands. So something that's cool about these boost ramps and boost pads now is that you can actually change the speed multiplier now. So let's go ahead, let's set up a couple of these around here. Let's do it over here, let's do it over here. So I'm gonna set up the steep one there, we'll set up the shorter one there, and then we'll do the pads there. So what we can actually do, let's actually make that a little bit more even, there we go. Pleases my OCD. But we can actually change the speed multiplier of these now. So depending, you know, if you were to ramp up this, it may make you actually go faster and higher. So let's go ahead and we will do block data at this location, and then I think it is a tag. Okay, it's a tag. So as you can see, if we actually have a look at the chat there, you can see we have this new tag called speed multiplier. So if I was to actually change that, say speed multiplier, and then let's go ahead and do 2.0 F. That is now going to make it so when we do hit this ramp, we're going to go double the speed than we usually were. So let's go ahead, let's grab the ATV over here, and let's give this a little bit of a hit. Woo! So yeah, I've got a slow vehicle, so that's why I kind of didn't really go too far, but that was actually a little teeny bit faster. Actually, I think we might have hit... We got to do the other one as well. I kind of forgot about that, so let's go ahead. Let's hit that one too. Actually, we might be able to pick block that. Let's just have a look. Okay, it did work. Okay, let's try that one more time. I think we did hit the wrong ramp when we actually launched up that, so let's go ahead. Let's do that again real quickly. We should go a little bit further now. I mean, it kind of felt like we were going a little bit faster. I'm not really sure. Alright, I think it's a bit of a bugged feature that I'm going to have to look into, but I'm going to leave it in this video anyway, just to show you guys that, you know, developers do make mistakes. But let's go into the next change, and this one's not particularly exciting, but basically vehicle crates before, if you were in survival mode, so let's go ahead, let's just also grab out a pickaxe, there it is, diamond pickaxe. Let's go into game mode S real quickly. Previously, you couldn't actually pick up the vehicle crate. Now, what I mean by that is, if you were to break it here and then pick it up, you would essentially have an empty vehicle crate that wouldn't actually have any sort of vehicle in it. And this is a problem because, you know, you just spent all these materials on crafting this vehicle, but now when you actually place it down, you can't open it at all. Normally, I would have a wrench with me. Obviously, in this update, it is fixed, so if you were to use a wrench on there, the vehicle would actually pop out. So that has been fixed, and a lot of people did have a problem with that, because sometimes you place it and then you're like, oh, I don't want to spawn it there, so you pick it back up, and now the MBT is gone, so that is fixed. Next one is fluids have now been fixed in the fluid mixer GUI, and this is probably something maybe you guys ran into the problem, maybe you didn't, but if we go ahead and I think it's the fluid mixer, there was a problem with it. Yeah. So if we go ahead, pop that down. So if we were to put some fluid into this, so let's go ahead, let's go about this. Let's go ahead, just put it in, put some there, and then put some there. Basically, these wouldn't actually render correctly. So this here, even though it was green, it was blaze juice, and then down below, even though it was ender sap, it was rendering kind of the blaze juice texture. So these weren't actually rendering correctly. I've also made it so the indicator there where it says we got 4,000 out of 5,000 millibuckets. That is now a grey instead of a color because the fluid mixer is more generalized now. There is actually the ability in code to add different types of recipes to this, so we could have different types of fluids here that can be mixed together with, you know, any item to result in a mixed fluid over here. So that's kind of what I wanted to do, just in case in the future there's anything where I wanted to use the fluid mixer again. I can actually have different recipes in here and whatnot, and that's a really cool thing about it. I think this wasn't, oh no, this was a thing before, so we can actually, yeah, put some in there. We can put some more in there. You were able to use a bucket on the side of those before. I think if we actually go to the fluid extractor here, I'm not sure if this was a thing before, but once you do actually have some fluid inside of here, you can actually extract it. You can actually extract it using a bucket. So if you were to, you know, grab that, you could actually right click the back here and actually extract it, which is really cool. In case you're wanting to do, maybe you don't have any pipes at the moment, so you just want to kind of grab it out of there, put it in there manually. You can do that now. But that's going to end off this changelog today. There wasn't too many changes in this update, but it was big enough to warrant one of these videos. So this update is now available. Downloading link is in the description. If you want to check out the main channel video, which is still really cool because it does a little bit of a play with the fluid trailer. I'll put, again, there was a card up on the screen, but I'll put a link in the description below as well. If you enjoyed this update, I appreciate if you go ahead, drop a like, and also subscribe if you want to keep up to date with all these, you know, full change logs about my vehicle mod. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.